All right, here we go. Nice job using rear crosses for the serpentine here. I'm wondering why you don't, I guess, lead out a little bit further. So you lead out with dog on right, and I think instead you could lead out with dog on left and eliminate this first cross. And then you could use a cross to get so here you could actually cross between these two jumps to create this turn. It is hard to ensure that your dog doesn't come through the gap, but you can see here that the information is late at this point. The dog is taking the jump like this when we want the dog to take the jump like this. So I think that if you set the dog up to take 1, 2 in a line, then you can, even if you're a little bit behind, as the dog is taking 2, it's a shoulder pull to 3, and you come in here to create this turn to 4. Just checking the course map for numbers. But honestly, I guess if you have a really strong lead out, you actually can lead all the way out to the takeoff side of 3, and it's 1, 2, turn into the dog, 3, 4, you're on the inside path here. So I'm guessing since you didn't do that, you don't have a start line there. But I think given the distance handling that you do, an investment in the start line would be a good thing. So we end up a little bit ping-pongy here. I think that you are hanging too much laterally here. Now's the time to try to get in a little bit closer. He really wanted those tunnels. So as he comes into this jump, you're still running forward. So he's got all of this forward momentum here. And part of this is set up way back here where I was pointing out this lateral distance. It means that it's really hard for you to catch up after your rear. So at this point, as soon as you've got your dog headed here, I would start moving in, and then while he's coming towards this jump, and then you probably at that point you can continue to drive that diagonal. But this kind of pulling laterally that you're doing is setting you up to be really far behind over here. And so you're racing to catch up, and that sends him over this jump and extension. And so now we're kind of in just picking up the pieces mode a little bit here. And with the push away rear cross there. And so here we have another landing side rear cross. Here is where, yeah, I would prefer to put that rear cross between these two jumps. So it's it lets you catch up earlier, and you're right here to do it. So you just have to be patient here to create this turn. Once he heads for this jump, you rear cross here. That creates this turn. Now you're over here as he's taking this jump right here. You would be somewhere about here. And instead, where do you end up? You end up over here. The camera moved a bit. So let's say that doing the rear cross between those other two jumps, you end up here at this point. Now you end up here. So it puts you further ahead, and I think it is more clear to the dog and prevents the whenever I run into you, you turn away from me pattern. Nice job there. Beautiful weaves. And really nice ending. Great job.